All right. Welcome to my channel. These were my kids, all excited. So, welcome to my channel. For those who are visiting for the very first time, I would highly recommend you to subscribe for more updates under Federal Skilled Worker Program, CEC, PNP, and TR to PR pathway. This is a breaking news, as I mentioned in my earlier video, that now IRCC would be increasing the target to 432,000 landed immigrants in 2022, which is actually good. But the focus is primarily for TR to PR pathway, and I'll be covering it toward the very end so that in case you get the full-fledged information. Yeah, just give you the highlight that the levels plan basically is indicating that they are going to reduce the number for express entry, and that's temporarily for upcoming months. And the admissions under TR to PR pathway is going to be amazing. And that's one of the reasons that everybody, like 90% of you, are actually getting TFN. That's a temporary file number, which means that your application is now getting into the system. And at any given time, visa officer is going to assess your application and would come up with the ADR for PCC IMM 5406 form, additional family information, or your pay stubs, employment history. And in case if you forgot to mention anything at the time of application, he or she would get back to you in terms of ADR. And it's clearly mentioned out here if you see that IRCC is looking to land 40,000 immigrants in 2022 and the final 32,000 immigrants by 2023 under the TR to PR pathway stream. It doesn't mean that your application would not get through by December 2022, because the prime objective or the maximum rollouts IRCC can obtain is under this category. Right now, they are not conducting much of this. So draws for Federal Skilled Worker Program, CEC, and PNP is the only targeted one, which again happens, once and twice, once in 15 days time. Now, before I jump into our first timeline, for those who have subscribed to my channel or visiting for the very first time, I would highly recommend you to please share your timelines, even if it's TFN or ADR or AOR or PR confirmation portal, or even if you have something different or a concern, you can share, surely share with under my channel so that it can reach out to large masses out here. Now, moving on to our first timeline. Now, this candidate has applied on May 6th at 8:30 p.m. and I'm taking it as an Eastern time zone. Onto the right side, you can see the screenshot, and onto the left side, it's readable, I hope. Now, he was able to get the TFN, that's a temporary application number, on January 14. Now, there was no AOR. Usually, you should be able to get the AOR within 2 or maximum 4 weeks time period after receiving the TFN. That's a temporary application number. Uh, in this case, he was able to link up the application today only. So this is one of the case, again, as I said, that TFN is an indication that now case is going to get through, and after receiving the TFN, it should not take more than 2 months in receiving the COPR. Okay. Onto the right side again, the screenshot, you can see Hussein's case. He has applied on May 7th at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone IG stream, and he was able to get the TFN over the phone call. You can definitely try to reach out to IRCC customer support. Although the time taking process is pretty long, you might have to wait for maybe more than 60 minutes. So, yeah, if you have time, you certainly can try. But again, it's your choice. Now, in this case, he was not able to get any AOR, no link up, and of course no ADR. So as I said in the beginning, that he should take another 2 months time period, like that's a maximum, in receiving the ECOPR, and another 3 to 5 weeks time in receiving the PR card. So guys, this is actually one of the best immigration program and I keep saying that, but yeah, you should be able to get it through at any given time. All right, another timeline of Silveria. Again, he's applied on May 6th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, and where he got the AOR on February 3rd. Now, it took him almost a week's time period in submitting the biometric. That was, on Friday, on February 11th. So yeah, it's moving. Now, for those who actually were getting confused, what and how exactly your portal looks like. So when you are able to link up your application, you should be able to see the portal like I've just shared the screenshot. I hope it's readable. So if you see here that the candidate has been, informed that his medicals were accepted. So the medicals what you have submitted at the time of file submission, it could be an old one, like even if it's like a year old, that's fine. Your medicals are all good to go. Biometrics are valid for 10 years. Again, you don't need to redo it in case if you've already submitted it as a part of your previous application. In this case, the final decision shows towards the bottom, it should be your application is in the process and will send you a message once the final decision's been made. So this is exactly how your portal should look like. And you might get an update out here also that, biometrics. So in this case, they said we do not need your fingerprints. We will send you a message if this changes. And then, we are reviewing whether you meet the eligibility requirements. So these are the basic things you probably would be able to see under the portal details. Moving on to another timeline is of Hamesh. Now, he has applied on May 12th under Stream B. He was able to link up the application as a part of process, on December 14. And usually when you link up the application, you should be able to get the AOR. Now, when you link up, you might not get the AOR right away, but when you get the AOR, you should be able to link up the application. I hope I'm not confusing you. So what happened? When you link up the application, in 90% of the cases, candidates were not able to get the AOR, and that's how you get perturbed. That what if, was it a mistake that I have link up the application? You definitely don't need to worry about that. You might be able to get the AOR within 2 to 3 weeks time period after linking up the application, and this is very rare. Now, if you receive the AOR, this would automatically opens up the door and it would let you link up your application or a file. In this case, he again got the ADR for PCC. So maximum candidates are getting the PCC request. And again, I'm saying that if you have not traveled outside of Canada in last 8 months time period and your PCC is expired, you can certainly submit that PCC with an LOE. Just explain that you have not traveled, just to make sure that your case is strong enough, and then attach the confirmation receipt of the new one. If that's possible, it's fine. And in case if it's not, then you should be okay, because all the cases has been through even with the expired PCC. I'm just adding it as a part of like a, I would say you will have a content meant like that. Yes, it was through and you have applied for PCC and then it was also submitted. Now you can also submit the PCC from local police station or a BLS, so both would be accepted. Now, in this case, he got the PR portal on February 13. That was yesterday and it was Sunday. So, yeah, that's great. So, one more thing, he kept calling IRCC. It was like a couple of times, maybe like 3, 4 times. And every time he got through the IRCC customer support and was updated that the criminality check has been done and background check is through. So, yeah, if you're lucky enough, you definitely would be able to get hold of them. But again, you don't have to redo it. You just wait for your turn. Moving on to another timeline is of 10:30 a.m. Pacific time zone, May 6th under IG Stream. He was able to link up the application and everything was through by the time on February 13th, which was yesterday again, he got the portal request. So that's really good that, Sunday is getting productive even in terms of immigration. Okay, moving on to another timeline as of May 8th under Stream B. Now, this candidate was able to receive the AOR on November 22nd, if you see here, and within a week's time period, he got the ADR. Now, it's not mandatory that you will be able to get the ADR right at the time of getting the AOR. So it might take a week's time, and then visa officer may ask you to come up. I mean, may ask you second ADR with another 15 days time. So it's not like that. Once the first ADR is through, you're going to get the PR confirmation portal. So yeah, just keep those in mind. Now, in case if you are skeptic that they have asked for the ADR for PCC, and there are a couple of documents which you think that should be submitted, so it's a right time after receiving the AOR or linking up the application that you can raise the web form and proactively submit those documents via web form. I've already explained the process and the link should be in the description box below. Moving on to another, this information is that he got the PR confirmation, like PR card today. That was February 10th. So it almost took him a month time period in receiving a PR card from COPR. All right, so another timeline is of Priyank. Now he has applied on June 2nd. There were no documents were requested. Reason being is that he was able to raise the form also for police clearance certificate. So that is the one which has been asked majority of the cases. So he did that after receiving the TFN, and that's again a plus point after receiving the TFN. If you are anxious and there are a couple of documents which you think that needs to be updated, that's the right time. Get your TFN and then raise a web form and put your TFN, like the temporary application number, out there. Now he got the BIL. That's today, February 14th. All right, this was all timelines for today. Let's move on quickly on our today's news. So this is a breaking news. I'm not going to read what sentence by sentence. Just give you an update. So Canada is basically focusing on increasing the target to 432,000 immigrants in 2022, which is really good because they were looking at 411,000. So they've been a real good increase out here. And for those who are still waiting, they should be hopeful now, because I hope that they probably would come up with more immigration programs or something of that sort that could ease out for the landed immigrants. So there's an increase of 21,000 out here. Now, if we go downstairs, I mean, if we just go down, you should be able to see that, now this is the target. So in 2022, they are looking at 431,000. 23 should be 447,000, and this looks very promising. By 2024, they are looking at 451,000, and that's landed immigrants. I'm hopeful that the COVID situation is now under control in Canada, and even our schools are allowing, like over here in Alberta, the ban of wearing the mask has been lifted in my kids' school. So that's really amazing. So hopefully, things are getting towards a better future for Canada. Now, this is what exactly I wanted to cover here. The levels plan seems to suggest that IRCC is temporarily reducing the express entry admissions, so it can accommodate maximum candidates and maximum rollouts under the 3R to PR pathway. And that's what I'm saying, that all of you who has applied under TR to PR pathway will get through it, and you definitely would get the PR confirmation, like PR cards, by end of this year. In addition, most of the Canada's provinces, like these are the provincial programs under PNP, so they are focusing on issuing the draws. You must have seen that in BC, in Toronto, in Calgary also, like in Alberta. So they are coming up with the PNP programs based upon the provincial requirements. Moving on to further information out here, this is just a basic jargon. Honestly speaking, they're just giving you a number so you can go through it step by step. I'll be sharing this link in the description box below for future updates. I hope this has been little help to you, and in case if it does, I would recommend you to please subscribe for more updates. Till then, take care and stay safe. I'm sending all the information through this channel now.